In this tutorial, I'll show you how to connect to an EC2 Linux instance from a Mac. At the end of the tutorial, you'll have a running instance and you'll be able to connect to it via SSH using your terminal app. It does help if you have some AWS and EC2 knowledge, and of course you are familiar with using the terminal app on a Mac. Here the steps will follow. First, we'll launch a lab session with SkillMix. Then we'll use the Amazon console to create a key pair and to launch an instance. And then we will connect to that instance with SSH using the terminal app. The first thing we want to do is launch a lab session. So you can open up the lab page and then click the Start Lab button. And then what we want to do is wait until the access key and secret key fields are populated. I'm going to pause the video now and come back when they are. Now that the lab is ready, we can log into the console. So I usually open up the console in a private window so that none of my browser's default settings are present in the window itself. You want to copy the IAM username. You can populate it there. And you want to use the password as well. Note that the account ID field should be pre-populated with the lab account from the session. Click sign in. Okay, we do want to make sure that we are in the Oregon region, so please change it here. Now we can use the console to create a key pair. Let's open up the EC2 page and start by creating a key pair. You can click here to create it. And we will use the PEM format and save this to a location you can find later on. Now we can go to the instances page and click launch instance. We will launch an Amazon Linux, so let's just choose this first one here. This is free tier eligible, so let's select that. And we'll make sure that the T2 micro instance type is selected. Here, you've got to make sure that we are launching into the SkillMix Lab VPC and that the public subnet option is selected. We'll leave the default storage option. We won't put a tag right now. And for security group, we can leave this as it is. It's creating a new security group. It's opening up port 22, and I typically will make sure that we only open it up to the current IP address. Okay, now we're ready to launch, and it's going to make us select a key pair, so select the one that you just created, click I acknowledge, and launch the instance. Okay, so once the instance is starting to launch, you can click on this link to see it. And we will wait until the instance state is running. So I'm going to pause the video now and come back to that. Now that my instance is running, I can go ahead and open the detail page. And what I want to do is copy the public IPv4 IP address. Then I can go to a terminal. And what I did is when I downloaded the .pem file, I moved it to this folder that I'm currently in right now. So you may want to do that. Go to a folder that has your .pem file. I'll show you here. So there it is. And then you can type in this command. And then it's going to prompt you saying that, are you sure you want to continue? And there we go, we have connected to our instance. And that concludes this tutorial.